I am Magnus, and I will be sharing short stories about comics and art. Hi. After looking at Valiant fan projects in the previous episode of Magnus Collects Magnus, today I want to look at some things a bit behind the scenes of projects like that. Welcome. Starting with Gold Key, I have the cover of the fanzine Kappa Alpha number 159 by Al Bradford, and the typed manuscript for an article about Solar by famed comic fan James Van Hise. Moving on to Valiant days, I have the test prints and prototypes for different projects, like the bookmarks for the Bloodshot 1 project. Some other funny items that I will let speak for themselves. And etching patterns for Fletch Brooks bronze plates. Production setups for the fanzine Valiant Fan Club by Joe Petrolak, featuring art by Johnny Gonzalez. I'm happy to have some original art for the Valiant Zombies project. Here's a Shadow Man, sketches and inks by Chris Morrill. A Magnus Zombie by Phil Hester. One more Magnus Zombie by Stu Berryhill. And the back cover of the project book by Bob Hall. And there's bonus art that came with the Eternal Warrior 4 project by Yvel Guichette, and from Bob Hall, one of the originals for his own Shadowman project. Different cystic fibrosis foundation projects came with backing boards with prints or original art. These are for the early Harbinger project. Also by Stu Berryhill we have Master Dark, Magnus and Friends by Yvel Guichette and Joe Rubinstein, Magnus by Steve Rude, Rai by Sean Chen, Solar by Derek Robertson, a nice Giant X-Men tribute by Stu Berryhill, and also a sketch card by Steve Rude that came with the Ninjak 1 project. Project art by Norm Brayfogle for the Bloodshot 34 project. Harbingers by Bob Hall for a t-shirt project. 2 Magnuses by Cliff Van Meter for one combined project. A nice Bloodshot and Gillad by Don Perlin, a creator who is missed. Gillad and Jack by Bob Hall for the Shadowman 10 project. Shadowman and Dark plus Shadowman in New Orleans by Cliff Van Meter for the Katrina relief, and Exo 16 Stew, both inks and colors. Then the celebrations when Valiant returned. I believe that these color originals were displayed at the Javits Center during the New York Comic Con. And these were from then as well. Valiant Heroes and Sting by Anthony Castillo. And Magnus by Sean Chen. Hope you enjoyed watching this last installment of the Fan Projects series. Hope to see you again. Thank you for today.